millions and millions of tons of rubbish, from the simple domestic waste collected by the rag pickers of India to the large discarded electronic items that are too old or too out of fashion. They all end up in heaps. Much of it can be recycled and ends up in places like this on the outskirts of Delhi. A bunch of old wire may not look valuable, but it's what's inside that matters. Hands and feet are the basic tools used to strip down wire like this. There is very little protection from cuts and scrapes for the thousands of women in India who earn a meagre living. Meena has 3 children. She's been a recycler all her life and earns less than $2 a day.
All I do is strip the wire and collect the metal inside. I get paid as a worker for what I can collect and hand over to the dealer. He is the one that makes all the money by selling it on.
It's estimated that 60 to 70% of these metals are removed in unregulated environments. More precious elements can only be extracted using corrosive and dangerous chemicals, a practice the authorities want to stamp out, as it often happens in the homes of many recyclers. India receives nearly 500,000 tons of so-called e-waste every year, and that could double in the next 10 years. Historically, this country never lived beyond its means. It always recycled. But in the past few decades, liberal economic policies and consumer excess have led to this situation. The government has recognised the problem and is trying to solve the issues of e-waste through consultation with manufacturers and non-governmental organisations.
So implementation has always been a constraint in this country because of various reasons. But the challenge lies in implementation. And I think setting up the right collection mechanism for this waste is the biggest challenge.
In May this year, new environmental legislation will come into effect. The Indian government and charities are hoping that such legislation will control the way e-waste is recycled and protect those that work in the industry. With manufacturers now coming on board, it really seems that this country is trying to deal with the tons of e-waste that's generated domestically each year and that arrives at its ports. Sohail, Rahman, Al Jazeera, on the outskirts of Delhi.